From downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. It's been 3 months since Bakersfield Police rushed to Memorial Hospital after reports of an active shooter there. Since then, the man accused of making the false code black call-out has been arrested, pleaded no contest to impersonating an officer, and was sentenced to jail.
Tonight, the I-Team is taking a closer look at what's changed since that day, including exclusive video of the suspect never shown on TV before.
For the first time, we're getting a look at Mario Thompson in action. The man convicted of impersonating an officer at Memorial Hospital and the one police say triggered a code black call out. It was December 4th of last year around 1:30 in the afternoon when 911 calls started flowing into the Bakersfield Police Department's communication center.
Bakersfield Police. Hey, this is Memorial ER. I just heard there was a code black, which means active shooter.
Bakersfield Police, Bakersfield Fire, and Hall Ambulance all rushed to the scene, only to later figure out there was never an active shooter to begin with. As police investigated how the fake call-out began, they set their sights on this man, 46-year-old Mario Thompson. Take a look at this surveillance video exclusively obtained by 23 ABC from inside Memorial Hospital moments after the code black was called over the loudspeaker. You see current Memorial Hospital CEO Ken Keller walking and then running down a hall. Less than a minute later, in the same hallway, we see Thompson with what appears to be a hospital staff member. They walk out of frame, but about 30 seconds later, the two reappear with yet another person. For about a minute, they appear to be talking in the hallway, and then you see a man with a security jacket approach the group. They speak momentarily before everyone walks out of frame. And look at this. 23 ABC's cameras rolling outside the hospital later that day, catching Thompson walking around the secure police area within feet of local law enforcement officers. Police reports from BPD show it was about 2 hours after the initial response that someone became suspicious of Thompson. Court documents show several people, including hospital security and a California Highway Patrol officer, saw Thompson acting as a police officer and saying he was a police officer. It also says Thompson flashed this metal security badge and this nylon pouch with the word police on it. An officer documents in his report how similar Thompson's security badge is to the Bakersfield Police Department's badge. Documents show Thompson told the assistant head of hospital security that he was an off-duty undercover police officer, quote, so deep undercover that most of the Bakersfield police officers likely wouldn't know him. A CHP officer telling BPD he watched Thompson assist officers in clearing the building with his firearm, which police later figured out was a BB gun. Back at police headquarters, Thompson told officers he never claimed he was a cop, saying he worked security in Southern California and was just trying to help, showing police how he put on his badge in the moments following the code black.
But I had it like this because I knew he needed help. So. Okay.
But when pressed, Thompson finally told the police he did it.
I wanted to test your readiness.
Okay.
That's all it was. I wanted to test your readiness.
Okay. And is that the truth?
That's all it is.
Okay.
I wanted to test it.
How did we do?
We did really good.
Okay. Did you see any faults?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to see how your reaction was, and it was good.
We have more security staff here today than we did at the time.
Thursday, we sat down with Ken Keller, the now CEO and president of Memorial Hospital, to find out what they've changed since the fake call-out. He says one of the main things the hospital has done is beef up security.
We've restricted access to some of the doors that used to be open, so now they're closed. So what we've done in some cases, we've caused our staff, our team members, a little bit more difficulty in coming to work in the mornings or in the evenings.
Keller says they've also changed the criteria for triggering a code black or active shooter call at the hospital.
What we've done is taken additional precautions to be able to say if somebody calls in with that stipulation, there's some key identifiers beyond that to confirm that it is, I'll say, legitimate versus something else.
And for staff, he says they've asked them to question people without Dignity Health badges about who they are and whether or not they're in the areas they're supposed to be.
As an employee, if you see somebody that isn't badged appropriately, respectfully ask them, you know, what's your name, what are you doing here, who are you here to visit with, is there something I can help you with? If they're in a restricted or a questionable area, call security.
Overall, Keller says despite the scare, the hospital is more prepared today than before the fake call out.
We learned some things and some vulnerabilities, and we made some assessments, made some corrections, and some additional elements in the plan that we believe makes us better prepared for next time.
And since that December afternoon, more charges have been filed against Thompson, this time in connection to the fake active shooter call out at Mercy Southwest in August of last year. It was the interview with police following the Memorial incident that officers started to piece it together.
You ever been to Mercy Southwest?
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
Man, that was months ago.
Well, did the hospital ever go off lockdown that day?
No, not as what happened tonight.
Okay.
Even though Thompson in that interview told police nothing happened on the day he was at Mercy Southwest, court documents show on August 1st of 2018, the day of the active shooter call out, Thompson was checked in as a patient at the hospital. Officials say Thompson called the hospital's emergency line and told the dispatcher there was a code black on the second floor before hanging up. That phone call triggered a lockdown at the hospital, a lockdown that one doctor interviewed by Bakersfield Police said could have turned deadly. Police reports show the doctor who treated Thompson told police he didn't specifically remember seeing Thompson that day, but remembers serving Thompson multiple times in the past. The doctor told police he was treating a patient who was, quote, legitimately suffering from a life-threatening condition whose treatment was halted due to the emergency report. The doctor told officers the patient's condition was so poor that even though there was a lockdown, he went to find the patient to continue to help. The doctor went on to say the patient lived, but, quote, the outcome could have very easily have been different.
And now in relation to the Memorial incident, Thompson pleaded no contest to impersonating an officer, and in January he was sentenced to nearly 9 months in jail, 3 years probation. He has been charged with filing a false police report, filing a false emergency at Mercy Southwest. Those court proceedings have not started, and we do want to mention that in a jailhouse interview with him last year, he said he was a patient there, but had nothing to do with that fake call out.
And you see that uniform. You asked about that, just how real that looked. He had the badge, the police embroidering there on his uniform. What are they doing to prevent folks from getting that real-looking uniform? Well,
unfortunately, some stores in the area have access to generic police uniforms, generic security badges that they can get a hold of. But the officials at Dignity Hospital are saying that they're asking their staff to challenge those people if they try to say that they're a police officer, to ask for their badge, take a close look to ensure that they are in fact a police officer.
It looks so real. And I would imagine you're speaking to the CEO there. There's sort of the cry wolf effect here with employees. I mean, we've had 2 of these now in Bakersfield. Any indication that these won't be taken as seriously in the future?
Yeah, I asked him about that, about whether or not the staff members would be desensitized to this moving forward, and he said he hopes not. He says their training has been to take every single code black or any other incident as happening, as real, until police say that it's not.
All right, Jess, thanks for that great reporting in that story there.